starting pitching obviously has sort of spiraled over the last couple weeks. What does it sort of take in order for these guys to, get back on track, sort of where they were early in the year, in order to string things together like it was early on?
It's got to be better. We're playing better teams right now than we were early on. And, there's a reason Stanford's a top 10 team in the country. They can hit a fastball. And if we can't locate a breaking ball, we're going to be in trouble. So we can't work behind. We can't throw breaking balls over the middle of the plate. We got to be able to locate. And if we can't, we're going to give up big numbers like we did today. So at the end of the day, you can get away with that against other teams, but against top 10 teams like them, you can't.
Besides the difference in opponents, do you feel like there's anything that has changed in the starting pitching staff prior, up to this point, prior to the beginning of the season?
We get burned on the same stuff. It's falling behind in the counts, and we didn't walk many guys tonight, which is a positive. But you got to take it to the next step. To beat these better teams, you have to be able to limit damage and get guys off your fastball and be able to locate breaking stuff when you need to, because they're clearly a pretty good fastball hitting team.
How did the message to the guys post-game differ tonight based on last night? I feel like you were in decently high spirits for a loss last night.
Very similar. I'm upset. I'm disappointed, but the bottom line is the message is very similar in the fact I hate losing. It's no fun, of course, especially when you put up 11 runs against a Stanford team. You got to win that game. But message to the guys is to try and stay positive, and nothing we can do about today or yesterday, but we got to focus on tomorrow. And at the end of the day, we're neck and neck with these guys. We're close. We're not there yet. From the last two games, we're right with them, and it's a bounce here or there, or a big pitch here or there, or one big at bat here or there, coming away with with a couple of wins, and we're the ones that are feeling good about ourselves. But the facts are we didn't, and someone's going to have to step up and be that guy.
Do you come in with a little bit in the back of your mind tomorrow, knowing that if you lose tomorrow, it's going to be incredibly tough to make up that ground in the Pac-12 standings, needing to salvage the series?
I haven't really got overly caught up in the standings. I just want us to play winning baseball, and the standings will take care of itself. So if we come out and play winning baseball tomorrow and hopefully limit damage and put up some runs, and we come away with the win, then it just has to be a continuous way we play the game every day, and what our standards are, and the standings will take care of themselves in the long run. I don't care who we play. I don't like losing. So at the end of the day, if it's Stanford or Fullerton or whoever we're playing, you go out to win those games regardless of the standings.
What did you see from that catch at Isaiah in center field? I know you talked all season how he's grown, but defensively it looks like he's really taken some steps.
Yeah, Isaiah, we've come numb to it. It honestly didn't surprise me. You can just see he had a beat on it the whole way, and he's made some tremendous catches out in center field all year long, and I guess I don't want to say you come to expect that from him, but he's made so many of those this year that it's like, yeah, it's just Isaiah being him. He's pretty good out there.
Willie, you kind of emphasized finding a guy in the bullpen who can guide you through those middle innings this season. When your starter doesn't go the distance, you have to pull him early. How much, what are the challenges that come up with that? How much difficult is it to kind of find that guy in the bullpen?
It makes it tough, especially, like I said, not to give Stanford too much credit, but their lineup's pretty good, and so we have to try to match up guys that we think are going to be able to get us through certain parts of their order without giving up too much damage, and that makes it very challenging when your starter goes 3 and you got to spit and glue 6 innings, and you go to your closer in a tie game, to give your offense an opportunity to try and win late. You'd obviously like to go to him with a lead, but I figured that was our best shot right there, to go with Owen at the top of their lineup and try to get us through there and hope to give our offense a chance to score and have him go back out for the 9th. But he's obviously had a tough time with them too. They're a good hitting lineup, and you're not going to go through that and mow through them very often. So it is a challenge when we don't get length out of our starters to who we match up with, for the remainder of the game.
Seemed like that fourth inning happened really fast. All of a sudden, no outs. They put up a seven spot. Would you like to see Curtis kind of slow things down? Do you think sometimes it's as simple as just taking a walk and maybe using a mound visit or two and things start to unravel like that?
You can't. You got a 20-second pitch clock. So we took our mound visit, and that's about as much as we can do. But you got a pitch clock that you got to keep the tempo up, and that's part of it. But obviously you'd like him to stop the bleeding there if you can. But they were seeing him pretty good tonight.
In a game like this, that's close all the way against an opponent that's as good as they are, those kind of little mistakes kind of hurt a lot. A couple errors across the ball, across the board, and then the ninth inning, a couple pass balls that hurt you guys. How much does it mean more when these little mistakes happen in a game like this?
We've emphasized those all year, so I don't think it's you set your standards high and you expect guys to adhere to those, I guess, and hold to those. And at the end of the day, like I said, when you're playing against good teams, the little things show up way more. And they may not be as big a deal when you're blowing some other team out of the water and it's like, oh, we let things go by the wayside. But I think they're starting to see why we are sticklers on that stuff, because in the games that matter, the little things usually rear their heads. And pass ball, wild pitch, maybe that's a different game if we don't give up 390 feet right there. So it's part of it. We got to learn, grow from it, and hopefully be ready to go tomorrow.
This team is relatively young. Do you think they will grow as their time gets better, or do you have more time in college?
If I'm doing my job coaching, they better.
I know the offense, you said Ryan on the cop when I was coming off, but what did you see from him behind the plate tonight? Do you think you look comfortable getting that right now?
I thought Campy did a great job. He received very well. It looked like he had that one pass ball there in the ninth or eighth that hurt a little bit, but all in all, I think he looked pretty good behind the plate.
This is Curtis's second outing, struggling to get out of that third and fourth inning. Is there like a sense of concern possibly just around him having to be yanked early going to the bullpen?
We don't like it. We'd like to give him more length, but what are you going to do? We can't fall behind anymore. We have a 4 or 5 run lead there. When you blow it and we're behind and we're still got runners on base, we can't. As much as you'd like length, it would cost. We have to make an adjustment if they're on him like they were tonight. So Christian's got great stuff. We all know his stuff is electric, and he's capable of being really, really good. But as of late, he's falling behind hitters a little too much, and the breaking ball isn't as sharp as it has been, and it's not being located like it needs to be. So it makes him a one-pitch pitcher, and these guys can hit a fastball.
Ross goes tomorrow. Given that you've had to use a decent amount of your bullpen the last 2 nights, how important is it that he, gets you a quality 5-6 innings and make sure the bullpen doesn't have to come in earlier than they have to, like tonight?
It's important. We're thin, so it's important for him to give us some length, and we're going to hopefully need that out of him, and hopefully he comes ready to pitch tomorrow.